Hey, what's going on, Ecom Dominators? Cynthia here, and in today's video I'll be doing a complete Facebook ads tutorial, so you're going to want to keep on watching because I'll be going over everything from A to Z on how to get started, budgeting, targeting, the creative, and everything else. So who is this for, and is Facebook advertisement right for my business? It's basically for anyone looking to drive traffic either to your own business or to your client's business. So whether you are in e-commerce, digital marketing, affiliate marketing, blogging, or personal branding. Now keep in mind that this isn't only for online businesses, but also for brick and mortar stores as well. There's a mass movement right now where more and more retailers are shifting into the online space. Even Chipotle is investing into their own online footprint to help increase their visibility and convenience to their customers to order their meals with ease. And right now is the best time to learn how to expand your online presence because that will become the biggest asset for your business. And with paid ads, it will help you get there much quicker. And if you're new to my channel, hey, what's up? My name is Cynthia, and I teach everything related to social media marketing. So if you're interested in learning more, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and tap that bell notification so you'll be notified every time I drop a video just like this. Alrighty guys, let's jump right into it. So welcome to my most complete and up-to-date Facebook ads tutorial that I have ever made on my channel. So don't forget, before you guys get started, to cut off all distractions, shut off your phone, and get out a paper and pencil and take extremely good notes because I'll be dropping a lot of golden nuggets and value in this video. So you're gonna wanna follow along, probably watch it a few times. And keep in mind, this video will be super long. However, I'll try to keep it as short and simple and straight to the point as possible. So let's get into it. So now let's take a look at the stats. Now, I don't want to bore you with a whole bunch of numbers, but I'm showing you these stats just to show you how powerful Facebook ads can be. And if you utilize it right, you can actually drive in mass amount of traffic and really help you grow your business. So currently Facebook has over 2 billion monthly active users and over 1 billion users visit Facebook daily, and 74% of the people that use this site every single day. So the next thing I want to show you is about 94% of Facebook's ad revenue is from mobile, and only about 6% comes from desktop only. Now, why do I show you this stat? It's when you go out and you create these ads and you are creating your landing page for your online store or your landing page for an opt-in page, make sure it is mobile optimized because a majority of your traffic will come from mobile. So a lot of times when people, go and click on your ad and they go to your website and it only looks good on desktop but not mobile, you will lose sales and it will not convert as well. So again, I'm not showing you these numbers just to bore you, but to show you how important it is to create an amazing ad and pair it up with a mobile optimized website. Now, the next thing I want to show you is the average cost per click for Facebook ad is $1.72. Now, that is pretty much industry average. Now, depending on your niche, your cost per click may vary. So some niches have a little bit more expensive cost per click, whereas other niches have a cheaper cost per click. You just have to start running your ads to really know what your cost per click for your niche is. And by the way, I actually got these stats from Sprout Social, so you can actually go on their website to view them yourself. They have tons of stats on there as well. So the last stat that I want to talk about is users that watch 85% of Facebook videos are without sound. Now, why am I showing you this? When you go out and you create Facebook videos for your advertising, you're literally spending your hard-earned money with Facebook. So you want to make sure that it actually works good. So knowing that majority of Facebook users are actually viewing videos without sound, you want to make sure that your ad contains graphics and image that really speaks to what your product is about. Does the user know what you're selling just by looking and viewing at your videos? Do they know what type of service you're promoting? Or if you're trying to have them opt in to your page, do they kind of understand it from just watching your videos without sound? So that's very, very important to consider when you're creating these videos. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is square Facebook videos get 35% more views than landscape videos. Now, this is a case study performed by Buffer. And I believe that also holds true not just for videos, but also for photo posts. With Facebook, square photo posts and square videos often do way better and gets more engagement, likes, and shares in general. So a lot of things you got to think about when you are creating the ad. So again, I'm providing you stats just so you know what works much more effectively on Facebook rather than going in blindly and not know any of this at all. But other than that, let's get started. So very quickly, I'm going to show you a few examples just to kind of get you excited and kind of see what other people are doing. So let's hop on over. So right now I am on Facebook for Business. You can actually view this website yourself, but they give you tons of success stories of companies that actually have, amazing success using Facebook ads. So the one that you see up here on the screen, this is a typical carousel ad, which means you can put multiple products into one ad and the user can actually scroll through and look at multiple products. You can also change it up and only share one type of products, or you can share multiple products. Now, another one that I want to show you is Doritos. They also use Facebook ads to promote their products. Really, if you have any products you want to promote or a service, you're trying to sell software, you want to promote your blog, really anything, you can use Facebook ads for. So I hope this gets you, kind of acclimated to how Facebook ad looks like. And if you're a frequent user of Facebook, you've probably already seen these ads, but you can come on over to Facebook for Business and kind of check out all of these success stories and take inspiration. So right now I want to show you guys how to actually get started with creating your first Facebook ad account. Now, the first thing you do need to do is create a business account with Facebook. So let's hop on over. Now, for step number one, you want to head on over to business.facebook.com. And literally when you type in here, you will see this on the screen that says Business Manager. Simply go up here and click Create an Account. Once you click on it, they will have you log into your Facebook account. Go ahead and log in and just follow the prompts to create your account. It's free to get started and the sign up process is fairly simple. Once you have successfully registered for your business account with Facebook, you will be redirected to the business settings. So it will look something like this. So we're going to come back and play around with some of these features, but let's hop on back and let me explain a few more important points before we get started. Now, before we get started to running our Facebook ad, there are a few things that you need to do before you start. So the first thing you need to do is to create a Facebook page, or if you already have a Facebook page, just connect to an existing page. Now, I'm not going to show you how to create a Facebook page in this video because it's going to take way too long. But in fact, I actually have a full tutorial on how to create a Facebook page on my channel. So just go back and watch it. I'll probably leave a card up here on the screen or leave a link down below, but go back and watch that video if you need help. But the next thing you need to do is you need to add a method of payment. So you need to enter in a credit card, debit card, PayPal, however you want to pay Facebook for running your ads. Facebook will not allow you to run an ad without a payment method entered inside the back end, which I'll show you in just a bit. And also the next thing that you need to do is make sure that you install your Facebook pixel. This is very important for your Facebook to actually pull in the data and show you, how many clicks did you get, how many purchases did you get from your website, things like that. So make sure that you do have it installed. This is usually not available for third-party websites like Amazon or Etsy, only because it is owned by someone else. So you can only install a pixel if you have access to the backend. So for example, Shopify or ClickFunnels. Now, here is something that's optional, which I do encourage everyone to get, which is to install the Facebook Pixel Helper extension. It's a Chrome extension that you can get 100% free, and it's super helpful because it lets you know that you actually install the pixel correctly. So let's hop on over. So now coming back to our Facebook business settings, the first thing you want to do is go under Accounts, Pages, and then click Add right over here, where you can then go ahead and create a new page. Now, again, I actually did a full tutorial on how to create a Facebook page, literally step by step, so go back and watch it on my channel. But after you have created that page, it will appear right over here. All the pages that you own will be shown on the side. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is how to enter in your billing information. So in order to get there, simply click on the 3 lines and go under billing, and you'll be redirected to this page. And then all you have to do is click this button right over here. This is payment settings. Go ahead and click this add payment method and go ahead and enter it in. This is how Facebook will bill you once you start running your ads. Last but not least, before we hop on over to actually create the ad, go ahead and install the Facebook Pixel Helper. Again, like I said, this is a free Chrome extension. Just type this into Google and you'll be able to find it. So once you install it, you'll get the pixel up here that looks just like this. And let me show you how it actually looks like. So over here, I'm going to show you this mug over here. So once you have it installed, this will actually light up right at the top telling you that a pixel is being fired. Therefore, you have installed it correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. So as you can see over here, it says page view. It has a check mark. That means it is installed correctly. So if it's not installed, you won't see a check mark. You'll probably see a red X, which means something went wrong and you have to go back and fix it. So make sure that you do install the Pixel Helper. So before you run your ads, you're not wasting your ad budget for the Pixel to not even record any of the data. Now, in order to install the Pixel, I'm going to show you exactly where to find it and how to install it. So in order to create your Facebook Pixel, simply come under here and then go under Events Manager and you'll be redirected to this website. Now, if you don't already have a Pixel, simply click on this plus sign button and then go and click Web, click Get Started, click on Facebook Pixel, click Connect, and all you have to do is to name your Pixel. Now, I do recommend naming your Pixel after your business name just so you get it all organized, because sometimes if you have multiple pixels, it can get kind of confusing. So I recommend just naming it after your actual business name. So after you have registered for your pixel, you'll be redirected to this website, which looks just like this. You'll be able to see all kinds of data here. But what's most important is if you look on the side here, you'll be able to get access to your pixel ID. Now this ID will be unique to this specific pixel only. So you want to go ahead and install it on Shopify, install on ClickFunnels, install on WordPress, or wherever you are hosting your website. So you can go ahead and basically copy it onto your clipboard. And then here's an example. Let's say we're coming back to Shopify. If you look under the online store, go under preferences, you'll be able to see here is the Facebook Pixel ID section. Simply copy and paste it right over here. So in this case, I've already have one, but simply paste it in here and then go ahead and click save, and then you are done. So again, like I said, you can come back on over to your website, making sure that your Pixel is installed correctly with the Facebook Pixel Helper. Easy and simple. So the next thing I want to talk about is understanding the entire framework on how Facebook ads work, because when you register for the business account, there are a tons of different options. So I'm going to show you which each of these options do and how you can better manage your entire business account on Facebook. So the first thing I want to go under is Facebook Business Manager, which I have numbered 1 on here. This will be the entire umbrella, and everything I'll talk about after that will fall under Business Manager. Now in this section, it will help you manage all of your Facebook pages, ad accounts, and any partners that you have, like clients that you are working with. So say for an example, you own a social media marketing agency and you have a client that you're currently helping them grow their page with. You will need access to their page. So in order to add them, you will need to manage it under Business Manager. So I hope that makes sense. Now the next thing that you need to know is under Business Manager is called Ads Manager, which I have labeled number 2 up on the screen. Now this is the part where you get to manage your other ad accounts, which will be labeled number 3 up here on the screen, which you can have multiple ad accounts. Now keep in mind, you need to have 1 ad account per client, 1 ad account per business. You cannot have multiple businesses under 1 ad account. So if you do own multiple businesses or you do have multiple clients, you'll need to have separate ad accounts for each one. Now, under ad accounts, you get to create something called campaigns. Now, what campaigns are basically different objectives that you can run your ads with. So it could be a PP ad, traffic ads, website conversion ads, or lead generation. Now, if these terms are new to you or they're pretty foreign, I will be going over each and every single one of these objectives in just a bit. But just know that you get to select your objectives under the campaign level. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is under campaigns, you'll get ad sets, which is label number 5 up here on the screen. Now, ad sets is the part where you get to create your targeting. So whether you want to target a certain age group, maybe 35 to 40, or a specific gender, either male or female, different interest group, location, you want to go ahead and enter that in under the ad set level. Now, after the ad set level, you will get something called the ads, which is label number 6. Now, in the ads section is the part where you actually create the creative of your ads. So for an example, a photo of a t-shirt or a video of a cooking equipment that you want to sell. So this is the visual part of things and how you actually create the ad. This will be on the ads level. So I really hope that you get a sense on how Facebook ads really work, so you can better navigate through each and every single one of these sections, because sometimes it's not very easy for anyone to understand how to use Facebook ads when you're just seeing me click a bunch of buttons and enter in a bunch of keywords. It's kind of hard to follow if you don't understand how the workflow really works with Facebook. Now, the next thing that I want to cover, and possibly the most important thing that I want to cover in this PowerPoint, is how you should approach Facebook ads, because my number one question that I always get is, why didn't I get any sales? Facebook ads just doesn't work. So here's my answer to that. Facebook ads does work. The only catch to making Facebook ads work is you must have a good product or a good offer. It does not matter that you are running the most advanced ad on Facebook. If you have a bad product or a bad offer, it will never convert. You can ask, yourself, if you see a horrible ad on a product that you'll never purchase, would you ever click to purchase that product? And the answer is no, right? So make sure that you get a good product and match it up with a good customer base. So oftentimes when people tell me Facebook ad doesn't work, more times than not, it's not because the Facebook ad doesn't work. It's because the product that you're trying to sell, it's no one has interest in purchasing it and it's not a good product. Maybe you need to go back to the drawing board, or maybe you have an offer for, an affiliate software you're promoting. Maybe it's a horrible software that no one wants. So go back to, step number 1 and recreate your product, or go out and find a better offer. So always make sure that you spend a majority of your time actually researching a good product before you actually promote it. Now, the next thing that you need to do, which most people neglect, people always jump right into the advertising and then they spend a bunch of money and say it doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work because you haven't done your prior research on the market. You haven't done your research on the product that you're selling. So number one thing that you need to do is make sure you are spending hours researching your competitors' Facebook pages. Go on their website, look at their blogs. What are they doing that you aren't doing for your business? You can also go on places like Facebook Audience Insights that give you a ton of data, which I'll be showing you in just a bit. Now, another tool that I love to use is called Big Spy. I just go to bigspy.tbootcamp.com and I'll show you in a bit how amazing this software is, because I can go ahead and spy on my competitors' ads, see what they're actually promoting, etc. So let's hop on over. So right now I am on the Facebook Audience Insights section. If you don't know how to get here, just literally type into Google and you'll be able to find this. So what I like about this is Facebook giving us advertisers data on their customer base. So if I look under interest, this is the part where you get to actually enter in your niche. So say for an example, I want to get inside the coffee niche and I can type in coffee, and Facebook will give me a ton of data about this specific audience group. So first thing they told me is there's about 60 to 70 million people currently on Facebook interested in coffee. And if we look under demographics, they're saying there are 67% women who are more interested in coffee than men, and they'll show you the actual age group that are most popular with people who are interested in coffee. So people from the ages of 25 to 54. So this is actually a very important piece of information that you can bring when you are actually creating your ad. You can actually narrow your audience between these age groups over here. They also give you a ton of other information if you scroll down here, different relationship status, their education level, different job titles, what type of jobs are that person mostly likely in. Therefore, when you go ahead and target your audience, you can actually refer to some of this data that Facebook provides you with. Now you can also go on over to page likes and you can view different categories that a person that likes coffee would also like. So over here I see things like Dunkin'. Obviously they are a coffee shop type brand, but there's also other categories that you may not think about because it's not as direct and straightforward. So for example, this person may also like Ulta Beauty, IKEA, Old Navy. So these are the type of interests that you can also test out when you are creating your ads. Another thing here is you can actually look at the affinity score on all the different pages that people that like coffee is also interested in as well. You can also look at the location of the people who are most into coffee. And so there are tons of information that you can view under audience insights. Now, very quickly, I want to talk about my number one research tool when it comes to researching on Facebook ads, but also for other social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, etc. And what you can do is I click under Ads By. I can actually enter in my niche. I can enter in the platform that I want to go ahead and research, and I can actually narrow down some of the ads so I can view my competitors' designs, or if they're selling a certain product or offer, I can go ahead and view it on Big Spy. So let me show you how it works. So say for example, I want to sell a coffee mug. I can just type in coffee mug and kind of see who's selling it and how and are they having success, so I can look at what type of designs are they creating. So what I can do is I can select countries. Now if there are certain countries that you want to see, you can actually filter it out over here. So I'm actually going to select United States. So I'm telling Big Spy, find me Facebook ads of people who are running a coffee mug that's running to just the United States audience. I can also filter it out by language. So find me people that are running ads that are also in English, because that is the market that we're going for. Now, what I also love about Big Spy is that I can actually sort by different e-commerce websites. So whether they're using WooCommerce, Shopify, BigCommerce, I can actually filter it out here. So say for example, I want to find people who are using Shopify. I can go ahead and filter it out here. Another thing what I like is that I can also filter out by marketing objective. So whether they're running engagement, conversion, or app install. So in this case, I would select conversions, meaning I want to find ads that people are actually optimizing for sales. So I'm going to click that. You can also select tons of other filters, but you definitely don't want to get too specific because sometimes there won't be much data. So trying to keep it semi-broad, and I'm just going to scroll down here and see what Big Spy will show me. So now I see a few coffee mugs that my competitors are selling, so I can go ahead and kind of take a look at their ad. So over here I see the first one here. It says, yes, I can drive a stick. Over here are dads no matter what, don't have ugly children. So this is anyone who is interested in cats. This is also for cat lovers, but this is more like a holiday type mug. So maybe I could do a holiday type mug. I can keep on scrolling to see what other designs people are selling. So this is I wish you lived next door. It looks like a great design. A lot of political mugs as well. You could probably try selling those as well, but you can see what type of designs other people are selling. So over here I see a black mug right over here. Obviously this is anyone in the police niche, things like that. So Another thing what I like to do is if I come back up over here, I can actually toggle up to these dots and then click on detailed, and it'll show me much more data regarding this specific ad that I can actually use when I go ahead and target. So over here, it says this person is obviously targeting the English language in the US. And then if you look at here, it says what type of device, and they're actually only running it to PC, which is the desktop version, which is very interesting in my opinion. So when you go and create your ad, you can also target people that use PC, or you can use PC or mobile. And the creative is an image. So tons of data that you can view here. You can also save it inside Bixby so you can refer to it later. Another thing what I like is they'll also show you the final landing page. So this is where your competitors are actually selling their mugs over here. So you can actually view their website, look at their layout, how much they are actually charging for this, the overall look and feel of their website. So this is really nice. I like that they have the trust badges down here. They have the add to cart, and I like how this website is displayed beautifully on this website. So make sure to always do your research on your competitors before running your ads. So very quickly, I want to talk about how to actually set up your campaign correctly. Now, part of the campaign level is to actually select your objective. An objective is basically what is your end goal, what is your main purpose of running that specific ad. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So with Facebook, they're going to give you tons of different options. However, most of the time, most of you will be running certain ads more than others. So I have actually boxed in 3 of the ones that you see up on the screen. The first one is engagement. Another one is lead generation. And the third one is conversions. Now, for the purpose of this training, because I don't want to make it too long, I will be only focusing on conversions because this is the one that the majority of you will be most likely using. The other ones are great. However, I'll be talking about a little bit about the pros and cons of using each of these objectives. So let's get started. So for the engagement objective, you're basically telling Facebook, go and find me people who will most likely engage with my content. So an engagement is anything that includes likes, comments, shares. Those counts as engagements. So if you're looking for sales, I don't recommend running a PP ad, which is the engagement ad right here on the first one, because we're only optimizing for likes and shares. Now, there's also a different type of ad you can run, which is called page likes ad, which is to optimize your ad for people to like your Facebook page. So if you have the extra budget and you want to build, a bigger following, you can also run page likes ads as well. They give you that option. Another option is event response, which is usually for workshop, concerts, and live events. Most of you who are doing e-commerce or affiliate marketing will probably not be using the event responses as much. The 2 of the more common ones you'll be using is either the post engagement or page likes ad. So the next one I want to talk about is called lead generations. Now, what lead generation basically is you are running an ad to give away something for free. Maybe it's a contest or a sweepstakes in exchange for someone's email address. Now, this is mainly used if you want to start building up your email list and start marketing through your list on the back end, which is very common. So usually for this one, you can give away a free t-shirt in exchange for someone's email address. So I actually only recommend lead generation campaigns for advanced marketers because when you run a lead generation, it does not lead to a direct sale because you are only collecting email address. So you need to make sure that you have a really good email marketing campaign set up in the background, which it automates messages that send out automatically every single day. So you do need to kind of spend a lot of money in the beginning before you start to see any type of profits. So how you usually make your money is through the emails once you get someone on your email list. Now, the reason why I don't recommend this for beginners is because you have to wait, about a month or so before you even get to see any kind of return on your investment, or in best case scenario, you break even. However, even if you break even, I will still consider as a win because you have built an amazing email list, which after about a month, everything else is considered profit. So for a lot of times for beginners, when they run lead generation campaigns, they expect to make a profit on day one, which usually does not happen. So you have to actually know what you're doing, set up your email automation. I would have it set up for at least 1 or 2 months out so that you can start to bring in some of those sales back to your website depending on what you are selling. So let me know if you guys want more training on lead generation or post engagement. I'd be happy to do that. But for this purpose of this video, I'll be mainly focusing on the conversions. This will be the most popular objective that most people will run because we want Facebook to go out and find buyers and people to actually purchase our products. So let me talk about very quickly about conversions campaigns. You will actually have multiple different options. You're basically telling Facebook, go out and find me people who are most likely to view my content, search, add to cart, initiate checkout, add payment information, or purchase. So usually the most popular ones are either the add to cart or the purchase. Most people just optimize per purchase. So basically you're telling Facebook, go out and find me people who will most likely purchase this t-shirt or purchase this mug. So right now I'm going to show you how to run an ad now that we understand some of the fundamentals and actually how Facebook ads really work. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and click this green button to first create your ad. So go ahead and click that button. And then again, they're going to ask you select an objectives. As I mentioned before, you can actually go for engagement. You can do video views if you want. You can do lead generation or conversions. But I'm going to click conversions because it's going to be the most popular campaigns a lot of people will be running. So it says name your campaign, which will be optional, but I do recommend that you name your campaign. So this is the part I want to kind of talk about because I get a lot of questions on, Cynthia, how did you name your campaign? How important it is? So right now we are back on our Facebook Ads Manager account and I just pasted in how I actually name my campaign. You can follow my template or create your own. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the type of campaign. So obviously I'm going to run a website conversion ad. I'm going to be promoting a coffee mug, so I can type that in. You can also type in a niche if there's a specific niche. Conversion, I'm going to optimize for purchase. Keyword, I'm going to target people that like coffee. And then the age, I'm going to target people, age 20 and up. Location, I'm going to start with the US market. And then for gender, I'm doing male and female. So this is exactly how I set it up. Again, you want to tailor your campaigns based on what products you're selling. So yours will look very different than mine's. And then you can go ahead and actually name your ad set and also name your ad if you want to. But I'm gonna go ahead and just click continue. Now, once you click next, you'll be brought to the ad set level. Again, as I mentioned before earlier in this video, that there's a campaign level, ad set level, and the ad level where we actually create the creative. But right now we are on the ad set level, as you can see on the side. So right here, we get to select the conversion event, as I mentioned before. So for the purpose of this training, I'm going to select purchase because I want Facebook to find me people who are most likely to purchase my product. So I'm going to move down here. And for the daily budget, I usually start at $5 if I'm only targeting one interest group. And then I'm going to scroll down here and then I can enter in the location. So usually I like to start in the United States, and if I am profitable, I actually like to scale to Canada, Australia, or the UK. So it's very easy if you want to add it in. So you simply go ahead and search in locations here. So say for example, you want to target people who live in Canada, you can go ahead and just select that one right over here. So it'll appear on the screen. So if you don't want it, I'm just going to go ahead and click X'd out because I just want to target people in the United States. So another thing I want to edit is the age. So usually I like to do 20 and above just to make sure that they do have a credit card. But if you have a specific age that you know your audience is mainly in, you can go ahead and adjust this. Now for genders, I like to set at all. Again, you can edit either male or female, but I'm going to select all. Now this is the part where we get to enter in our targeting. So because I'm in the coffee niche, I'm going to go ahead and type in coffee. So I'm going to enter that in. Now just go ahead and enter in whatever your niche is in here. Oftentimes you'll have multiple keywords for your niche. You'll just have to split test which interest groups works better. So another thing is I always uncheck the detailed targeting because we don't want Facebook to expand our targeting. We just want to target people that love coffee. Before we move on, I want to talk quickly about the languages. I never want to skip this part because it's very important. So for languages, I always make sure to enter in English all, because if my ad is in English, I want to only target people that can actually read English. If you are in a different country and your ad is in a different language, go ahead and select the proper language here, because there's no point in trying to show our ads to people that can't understand a certain language. We definitely want to make sure that we have a laser focused targeting, as well as reducing our ad costs and preventing it, from showing to people that can't understand our ads. So let's move on. So the next thing I want to talk about is placements. This is basically telling Facebook, where do you want your ad to be placed? So when you are starting out and you're testing a new product, I always prefer manual placements. Only when you start to scale, then you can go automatic. But usually for testing, I always do manual, and I only target the Facebook newsfeed. So I don't target audience network. I don't do Instagram. I don't do Messenger. I can do it when I have proven that it's a winning product or a winning ad campaign. But when I'm testing, I only want to know for Facebook. So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck all of these over here. And then I'm just going to leave Facebook. So I can make sure that everything is unchecked. So once everything is unchecked, you will see that for the Facebook newsfeed, it'll be grayed out just like that. That tells me that this is the only option left and I can't change it. And that's what I want. I only want Facebook newsfeed targeting. It is smack dab in the middle. That way I can actually test efficiently as possible. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is if you click on this button here that says show more options, you have the ability to select different mobile devices or only show your ad when that person is connected to Wi-Fi. So the only reason I would see anyone wanting to target Android devices only, iOS devices only, is if they're selling a very specific product. So for example, if you're an app developer and your app can only be downloaded by Android users, then yes, you would want to select Android devices. Or another example is if you're selling an iPhone case, there's no point in targeting people with Android devices. So you may want to only show your ad to people with iOS devices. But other than that, if you're selling like a t-shirt or an affiliate offer, then you can just leave it at all. You really won't be messing around with this option a whole lot. Now, another one is only when connected to Wi-Fi. I didn't really see much of a difference when I checked this box. You can obviously split test this yourself, but let's move on. I'm just gonna go ahead and click next. Now, last but not least, we are on the ad level where this is the part where we actually create the physical image of our ad or the actual video of our ad. So you can actually choose either. You can actually do a carousel, a collection ad. There's so many different ads. So for this one, I'm actually going to show you several different options on how to go about creating it. So let's hop on over. So a website that I love to go on is called placeit.net, and this is the place where I usually create all of my ads because I'm not a professional when it comes to creating amazing designs or amazing mock-ups. So I like to use this website because they give you professional mock-ups for your products, different backgrounds, and you can actually select from different designs. You can do a logo or video. So you can actually create your photo image ad or a video ad using placeit.net. It's extremely cheap to get, and if you want to get a discount, I'll have my discount code linked down below this video. But all you really have to do is come on over here and you can type in, whatever you're trying to sell. So in this case, I'm trying to sell a coffee mug. I can go ahead and type that in. And then they're going to give me tons of mock-ups over here. So as you can see, if you hover over this, you will be able to see an example on how your design will look like on these mock-ups. So I'm just going to go ahead and find one that I like. So let's see, I'm going to pick this one over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on it. Now, once you come on over here, you can go ahead and upload your design right over here, and you can also switch out the color of the mug. So I'm going to go ahead and select the color right over here, and then I'm going to upload my design. So I just successfully uploaded my design. Again, that was super easy and simple. It literally took me a few seconds, and then there you go. You have an extremely professional mock-up, great background, HD quality, and then I can go ahead and click this download button. It will download onto your computer, and you can upload it onto Facebook to use as your ad. So say for an example that you don't want to make an image photo for your ad, you want to do a video. No problem, because Placeit has it all. So over here, if you click under the video section, you can select from tons of different templates that is available. So in this case, because Facebook does favor square video and photo posts, we're going to go with a square video. And over here, this is the Instagram videos over here, but you can absolutely use them for Facebook as well because they are designed to be in a square dimension. So you can actually scroll through here, and if you hover on every single one of these, you'll be able to see a preview on how it actually appears and how it looks like. So if you like a certain effect, you can go ahead and select that one. Now keep in mind, some of the colors on here that you see, you'll be able to change on the back end. So if it doesn't match your brand's color or your niche, you can always change it as well. So just come on here and literally select from tons and tons of different templates. Another thing what you can do is come up here to the search bar, and you can actually search for your specific niche to see if anything comes up. So in this case, I'm going to type in coffee video to see if there's any kind of video with the coffee theme, and I see that there's one here, so I'm going to actually go ahead and click on it. So once you get on this page, they're going to give you a preview on how the ad will actually appear. So it will look something like this. Now, as you can see from the sidebar, we are able to select a music track. We can adjust the color settings. We can add in our own images. We can adjust the text, the different colors, the fonts, and we can actually upload an image of a logo or our product. So I'm going to go ahead and customize this very quickly. I'm going to go ahead and upload an image of the mug. Just uploaded the image of my product that I want to promote, which the mug will appear right over here. So you'll be able to preview all of your design before you can download it. Now, say for an example, I don't like this green and pink color scheme that's going on here. I can actually go ahead and change it. So because for the coffee theme, I like to go more with brown, kind of orange theme, I can go here and actually select an orange color, and it'll actually change it inside of the ad. Again, you don't even need any design skills. Anyone can do this. All you have to do is drag and drop and select different colors. So over here, I'm just going to select an orange color so it actually matches the entire theme. Again, you can adjust the colors any way you want. So after you are done, let me see, you can go ahead and sometimes with Placeit, they can allow you to customize the second slide. So in this case, there is a second slide, so I can go ahead and actually edit the second slide over here, which we are able to enter in our slogan over here. So I can just say, visit us now. I can leave it like this, or I can also upload an image of my logo, upload another image of my products, but I think I like the way that it looks like. I can then hit this button down here which says play all. And what Placeit will do is that they will prepare a preview on how your video looks like. So all we have to do is really give it a few seconds to preview the actual ad. So now you can actually preview how your video will look like. So over here, I'm just going to hit the replay button so you can see it. So this is actually how it looks like. As you can see, super professional. I didn't even have to know any kind of video editing skills. I just simply upload my product and edit a few colors and text, and I am done. So once you're done, you can go ahead and click this download button, and it'll be downloaded to your computer, and you can upload it onto Facebook. So now coming back on over to Facebook ads, we are going to finish up the last part, which is to actually create the ad itself. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have selected the correct Facebook page. This is especially important if you own multiple different pages to select the correct one. So the next thing you want to do is you want to set up the ad. So basically you want to select the different formats. So whether you want to do a single image or video, carousel or collection. I'm just going to show you the first one just for the sake of this tutorial. So let's say we're going to do an image ad. I can go ahead and click add media, and then I can go ahead and upload my image. Once I have uploaded my ad creative, I can go ahead and crop it to the way that you like, or if it just looks fine, then you can go ahead and click done. So then once you have uploaded the image, you'll be able to see the preview on how your ad will appear on the user's newsfeed. So over here we have the title of your Facebook fan page, we have the actual image, the headline, and you can customize the button, the call to action over here. So the first thing we're going to customize is the primary text, which actually will appear right at the top. There's nothing there yet because we haven't written anything, but usually for the top primary text, I like to add in 3 separate lines. The first line will be something that gets your customer's attention, so it's usually the hook. The second line will usually be some sort of call to action like shop now or opt in, and then the last one I like to add in some sort of scarcity. So it's like, you know, limited time only or limited supply, something like that, something to get people to actually purchase this right now. So I'm going to go ahead and show you an example. So I can just start off with a question saying, do you love coffee? And the reason why I like to structure this as a question is because I want my audience to agree with me off the bat, because it just makes it a whole lot easier for them to actually click on my ad and purchase my products if they agree with me the second that they see my ad. So the next thing I want to do is I can say grab your next favorite mug here, and then I can go ahead and add in the link. So I'm going to go back to my Shopify store, go ahead and grab the link to your product page, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste it. Now for the last line, again, some sort of scarcity. So I'm going to say, you know, limited time only. And that's super easy and simple. It doesn't have to be super long. You can keep it super short. The next thing you can do is you can add in a headline and a description. Now it does say it's optional, but you want to go ahead and add it anyway. So I can just say, you know, it's always coffee time. I can say, grab this awesome mug now. And then the next thing you can do is add in your website URL. Again, now this URL will be the one for your call to action button right over here. So they're going to give you a ton of options. You can do contact us, donate, get an offer, etc., etc. But since this is an e-commerce product, we definitely want them to go ahead and shop now. So this one will be the most appropriate. So depending on your offer, just make sure that your call to action matches that. So that's pretty much it. If you look on the side, make sure everything is perfect, that nothing is misspelled, everything looks good, and then you can go ahead and click on this green button to publish your ad. Very quickly, I just cleared out the image that I uploaded because I want to show you the video version. So I'm going to go ahead and upload the video. I just go to add media and I can say add video, and I'm going to add the video that we created on Placeit. I just uploaded the video that we've created on over from Placeit. Again, you can see the preview over here on the side. There's really not much to change in terms of the headlines or the call to action button. Again, I do recommend it, place it highly, because you can create super professional ads using their templates. It's all pre-made. All you have to do is really to drag and drop your products, change out a few texts, swap out a few colors, and you have an amazing ad that you can use for Facebook. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier in this video, I do recommend square size videos and square size photo image ads. Those just performs a lot better. So coming back on over to the slides, now that everyone knows how to run a Facebook ad, I know I'm going to be getting questions. Well, Cynthia, what strategies or methods do you recommend for us to test our campaigns effectively and as cheaply as possible? So I'm going to be showing you my methods and strategies on how you can get started today. Now, keep in mind, I'll be only scratching the surface because there are so much more to talk about when it comes to Facebook ads strategies and methods that I simply can't cover in this one video alone. But this will be a basic outline on how you guys can get started today. So the first thing you want to start off with is the ad campaign. And as I mentioned before, at the campaign level, you want to be able to select your objective. So whether it's a PPE ad, a website conversion ad, a lead generation, go ahead and select that. Now the next step is to create multiple different ad sets. So over here up on the screen, I have 3 different ad sets. Now keep in mind, you can have up to 5. Now for me, you can have more than 5 ad sets. It's just in my opinion, having more than 5 ad sets, the results just doesn't really yield that great of a data for us to use. So I like to go between 3 to 5 different ad sets. But say for an example, we are going to go with 3 different ad sets. Now say for an example, we are in the cat niche, and for ad set number 1, I'm going to target people that like cat magazines. And for ad set number 2, I'm going to target people that like cat celebrities. And for ad set number 3, I'm going to target people that like cat food. So I can really split test which audience is more likely to purchase my products, because at the end of the day, we only care about sales. Are we profitable? So what I like to do is for each of the ad sets, I like to test out different formats, because with different audience, they respond to different formatted ads. So I would split test between photo ads, video ads, or carousel. And as we've seen before, there's also the collection ad option. You can also select that one as well and test that one out. But say for an example, we're going to just split test these 3. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do that for ad set 1, 2, and also 3. Now that way we can really see for different audience which type of formats they respond to, so we can actually cut out the losers and scale the winners. So what I do recommend is really starting out at $5 a day for 5 days for $25 in total to fully test whether an ad can become profitable. Now I know I'm going to be getting questions, well Cynthia, how come you don't test $50 or $100? So I have ran multiple different tests, and I have found that a $50 ad versus a $100 ad did not give me better data than a $25 ad. So for me, $25 is really the sweet spot. It will give you enough data to let you know whether or not your product is a winner or if your campaign can become profitable. So I do like to do a maximum of $25. If I'm not profitable, then I'm going to go ahead and cut it. But if I am profitable, I can go ahead and scale it. So at this point, I can make cut or scale decisions. Now, as I mentioned before, I like to run it for at least 5 days straight to get enough data and let Facebook tell me more about my audience, because we don't want to make assumptions of who our audience is. We want to let Facebook's data tell us that. Now, again, as I mentioned before, why it's so important to test out the different formats, because not all formats will work out for different interest groups. So say for an example, for ad set number 1, I have found that with the carousel ad, it did not perform as well. So I can go ahead and cut it, and I can go ahead and scale the photo ad and the video ad. So why is this important? How can this help you save money? Well, the thing is, if you are not really split testing everything and you're just picking one blindly because you think you know your audience, that's when a lot of people are losing a ton of money with Facebook ads, because they aren't testing properly. You're basically throwing money at an ad format that doesn't work for a specific audience. So you definitely want to split test, and if you know that a certain ad just isn't working, you want to make sure you cut it and only scale the ones that are. So another example, let's look at ad set number 2. We found that the photo and video formats are not profitable and they do not yield a positive return on our investment. We can only scale the carousel ad. Now the same for ad set number 3. If, say for an example, the video ads is not profitable, we can go ahead and scale the photo or carousel ad. So this can go, on and on for almost different types of products or whatever you are testing. Now, I don't care if you are an advanced marketer or you are a newbie. I always start off with $5 a day for 5 days, and that is really enough to let me know whether or not an ad can become profitable. So that's it for today's video. There's still so much opportunity and room for growth in the online space. So hopefully you learned something and you're able to take away some valuable information for your business. And a common question that I always get is to whether to focus on paid traffic or organic traffic. And the answer is both, because with paid traffic, it's a lot more scalable because you're able to reach more people in a shorter amount of time. Now with organic traffic, it's slow. However, it converts higher than paid traffic because people are actively searching for a specific product or service. So if you're interested in learning more about organic traffic for Facebook, I'll have some videos up here on the screen at the end of this video. Also, if you guys love content just like this, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and tap that bell notification so you'll be notified every time I drop a video just like this. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Live free.